Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A high-profile Manitoba chief is defending an Aboriginal leader embroiled in a housing scandal.
CTV News discovered condemned homes on the Lake St. Martin First Nation set for demolition had been sold instead. Today, Terry Nelson, head of the Southern Chief, says there's a lot of misinformation out there. CTV's Jeff Keel joins us now live outside the Lake St. Martin Band office in Winnipeg.
Jeff, what is Nelson disputing?
The numbers. Chief Terry Nelson says only 3 homes were sold, not 49, and that the people who lived on those houses knew full well they were being sold. But the man who brought this scandal to light says he had no idea his home and all the possessions inside were being put on the open market and shipped a half a province away. As allegations against the chief of Lake St. Martin First Nation continue over a housing scandal, one of the province's top chiefs stepped up to defend him.
And the accusations that have been made against the chief are not founded.
Ottawa says up to 49 flood-ravaged houses, slated to be demolished as part of a $2 million contract with the federal government, were sold off instead by Chief Adrian Sinclair. Grand Chief Terry Nelson of the Southern Chiefs Organization disputes those numbers. He says only 3 were moved away, not 49, and with the blessing of the people who lived there.
Only 3 houses that have been sold, and they were sold by tenants with the permission of the Chief and Council.
The Member of Parliament for the area had this to say in reaction to Nelson's claims.
Eyewitness accounts of people who are in the area and a number of homes that have been moved. But that's what the officials will discover in their investigation.
But CTV News has been told by at least one buyer he brokered deals to sell more than 20 homes like this one. A document we obtained shows a list of 10 buildings with the broker's name attached. Noel Beardy says Chief Nelson doesn't have his facts straight.
I've been getting calls that there were more than 3 that were sold by the band.
The scandal came to light when Beardy discovered his house and all of his possessions were sold to someone 300 kilometers away at Delta Beach. He says he never gave anyone permission to sell his house. The RM of Portage La Prairie has issued a stop work order on renovations being done on Beardy's home.
That's like a crime scene. You can't take anything. Even me, I can't take anything from the house.
Ottawa says it will forward any evidence of criminal wrongdoing to the RCMP. Grand Chief Nelson welcomes any investigation, but worries it could delay the now 3-year ordeal of getting people out of hotel rooms.
They're still not back home, and the federal government has not put an offer on the table.
Chief Nelson says he believes Ottawa and the province need to cough up around $400 million to help rebuild Lake St. Martin and the other First Nations impacted by the flood of 2011 to get people out of hotel rooms and home.
Back to the scandal, first of all, Jeff, though, do we know what happened to the money from the sale of these homes?
Well, that depends on who you ask. Chief Terry Nelson says that any money made from the sale of these homes, and he says there's only 3, that's going to the contractors responsible for the demolition on the First Nation. But we have documents that show, at least for the first phase of the contract, around 50 homes, that Lake St. Martin itself was demolishing most of the homes. And Chief Adrian Sinclair himself told us in a statement last week that he's been using the money to help clean up the community, so we're really not sure who's getting the money and what it's being used for.
Thanks, Jeff. CTV's Jeff Keel reporting tonight.